Hello everyone. So Marshmallow has joined me. In my effort to catch up, I decided that it was time to go ahead and chart a new pattern. So I've decided that I am going to do this week in a brand new pattern not included in the PDF. This one is Dewdrop. So we are going to try it out, and if it works, I will be updating the PDF for everybody as we go along. Now, I'm actually going to do a couple of different patterns for my PDF and then do each update. So it won't be like every week you won't get an update, but you know, maybe once or twice a month I will push a new update to the PDF. So if you have been using my once a week square, then you are welcome to join in the fun as I keep updating things. So anyway, I went ahead and of course wrote down all of my patterns, and like I told you in the last video, because I'm not totally caught up, I have to do episode 18. So this is episode 18. Marshmallow, I love you, but please stop. Anyway, and so my temperature was 63 degrees, which means if I go over here and I look at my handy dandy chart, that my 63-degree chart is faded curtains. So I've gone ahead and grabbed my faded curtains and my lovely Mian cotton figuring weight yarn. Marshmallow is just so insistent today, but I need you off my lap, please. Thank you. Good boy. And my, oh, Annie's back, and my size 3 needles so that I can get started with this pattern. So anyway, I'm going to turn the camera around and we will take a look at the pattern for this. Okay, so for this pattern, this is the Dewdrop pattern, and I'm going to be casting on 33 stitches because I need my stitches along the edge for my slip stitches. And it's a series of knits and purls, but we actually start on the wrong side. That's an important thing to note, is that we start on a wrong side row, indicated by row 1 being on the left instead of on the right. So I'm going to go ahead and cast on my 33 stitches with, again, my size 3 needles and this lovely Mian cotton yarn. And then we are going to take a look at the pretty simple combination of knits and purls for our row 1. Okay, so I went ahead and cast on my 33 stitches off camera, and now we are going to start with our row 1. You will repeat the stitches in the parentheses 4 times for each row, because that will give you 24 stitches, and then you'll make up the rest with the stitches to the sides. So that's the important point here. So this would be stitch 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. So that's how we get to 33 stitches here. And I actually do have my repeats in red because I printed it in color this time, which I don't often do. Anyway, so we're going to start with row 1. Remember, we will start on the left side, not the right side, because we are starting on the wrong side row. So then we will start with a slip and work our way across. And remember, on the back side, we do the opposite of whatever our stitches say. So we will be doing knit, knit, purl, 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 knit, knit, knit. So let's slip that first stitch. And we are going to knit 2, purl 1, 2, and 3, and then knit 1, 2, 3. So that was our first repeat. Here's our second repeat. Purl 3, knit 1, 2, 3. Now we do our third repeat where we purl 1, 2, 3, knit 1, 2, 3, and our fourth repeat, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And now we'll finish out our row with 3 purl stitches, 1, 2, 3, 2 knit stitches, 1, 2, and a purl stitch. Now we're going to flip it around. And this time we're just going to knit the knits and purl the purls as we come to them. Okay, now here on row 4, we're going to be doing something a little bit differently. We're going to slip our first stitch, then we're going to knit the next 2 stitches, and we'll do a yarn over, and then this symbol is a slip 1, knit 2 together, pass the slip stitch over. So when we get to that point, we are actually going to be decreasing 2 stitches in a centered double decrease. And the reason that we are doing that is because we're adding yarn overs, which is going to give us those lovely open holes, but we also have to decrease the increased stitch away. So the yarn over is an increased stitch. Now we'll slip 1, knit 2 together, and then pass that slipped stitch over the knit stitch and yarn over again. So now we have added our 2 stitches and we've also decreased 2 stitches. And then we will knit 3 again and repeat. So yarn over, slip 1, knit 2 together, pass the slipped stitch over, yarn over again. And we will continue to do that all the way across our row. This is our only more difficult patterned row out of this entire thing. Now you may have noticed too, I haven't indicated how many repeats of the chart we are going to need to make our square a square. And I suspect it's going to take at least 4 repeats, but it might take 4.5 or 5. I won't know that until I have knit this all the way through, just to see how it looks. So that is one of the things that I will be adding to the little pattern as well, is how many repeats of the chart we need in order to make our square square. But again, you may find that you need more or less repeats than what I did in order to make your square square, depending on your gauge and the yarn that you chose to use. Okay, this is our last yarn over, slip 1, knit 2 together, pass the slip stitch over, yarn over, 1, 2, and 3. That was our last few stitches for row 4. And now all we're going to do is just shift the pattern of our knits and our purls. And that's it. So we're going to shift the patterns of our knits and our purls, and we will continue working rows 5 through 8, remembering that the odd rows are going to be wrong side rows, which is not normal, and the even rows will be your right side rows. Anyway, let's see, and I will have to work 1 wrong side row to finish in order to lock my stitches in no matter what I do if I end on row 4 or row 8, because otherwise I would have these yarn overs that would just be open. So anyway, I am going to go work on my square, and I will be back to show you my progress later on. Okay, so here I am. I'm back with my finished squares. I'm obviously, a couple days later, but there we go. This is the, oh wait, that's backside, sorry. Here's our dewdrops pattern. And remember, this is a pattern that we start on the wrong side. And then we keep going. So it's something just a little different, a little bit fun. I do have to admit, I did get like mixed up a few times when I was knitting, trying to remember if I was on the right side or the wrong side. So I do recommend putting a little something on there to mark your right side and your wrong side. Ooh, and my wind chime is tinkling very nicely in the background. That's lovely. So yes, I really liked this pattern. It was reasonably simple, but kind of fun to work. I did end up doing, let's count. I think I had 5, but let me just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so I did 5 repeats of the pattern, and then I did 1 extra row just so that I could do a nice bind off and kind of finish it. So anyway, there we go, my finished dewdrops pattern. And of course with lace, this is a very stretchy one, so I had to be really careful when I was trying to like measure for my squares that I didn't stretch it out of, proportion. But yeah, there we go, my dewdrops lovely square. So I will be back with the square for week, let's see, this is 18, so that's 19. I will be back for the square for week 19 very soon. And again, I think I'm going to dip into my stitch pattern books, and we'll find something fun, but not too difficult, something fun that I can do and share with all of you, and we'll work it up into a pattern. So until next time, do please take care of yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, and craftily. Make sure you're doing your 15 minutes of crafting every day. And make sure that you have subscribed to the Facebook page, the Instagram channel, the TikTok channel, and of course our YouTube channel, so that you get all of the latest videos. If you happen to be following along and you're making the squares for your knitted blanket along, I would love to hear from you. I don't know if anybody else is making the squares like I am, so I'm just, is anybody out there? Are you doing this too? If you are, just like drop me a message so that I know I'm not the only one, because I am planning to update the PDF pattern and make sure that you have the copies for the charts, so that you can do the extra patterns that I designed to go along with each week. There were only 24 patterns to start with, and I'm not planning to use all of those patterns, so there will actually be more than 52 patterns included eventually in the PDF pattern. So anyway, let me know. And anyway, I'm sorry I'm not super peppy today. I'm just really sleepy. I'm really tired. I've had a long week of working on stuff for you guys and stuff for me, and trying to get the garden planted, and I went to a rabbit show and had fun. And so anyway, I'm having kind of a sleepy afternoon. Anyway, I will see you all next time. I'm gonna go start finding some fun patterns that we can do for week 19, and then before you know it, we'll be into week 20. So all right, I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.